Welcome to a program devoted entirely to Lefties Losing It. Now, if you thought the horrific Islamist terror attack on Bondi Beach, an attack targeted against the Jewish community, would inspire some self-reflection from anti-Israeli activists like Greta Thunberg, well, you'd be wrong. No, far from even mentioning that awful preventable tragedy in Bondi, Greta Thunberg has posted a message in support of anti-Israeli activists in British prisons. Activists locked up for their alleged support of a terror group and for charges such as breaking into an RAF facility. They're the real victims in Greta's eyes.
Today, I and people all over the world are sending solidarity to the 8 individuals who are on hunger strike in British prisons, demanding that the government meets their demands of immediate bail, a right to fair trial, the deproscription of Palestine action, and an end to censorship. These individuals have been held in prison, some for over a year, without trial, and are currently unconvicted of any crime to date. They are on 42 days of hunger striking, a critical point that could lead to irreversible damage to their health and bodies.
Irreversible damage, she says. I wonder if there was a way to avoid that. I don't know, maybe these next lads can offer a solution.
Our friends are starving to death in UK prisons!
Have a sandwich then and get a job. That's brilliant advice right there. Now, I do wonder if there will be any self-reflection from other anti-Israeli activists like Abby Chatfield. She's been among those who have normalised hatred of Zionists, who have used the word Zionist as if it's a slur, as if believing in Israel's right to exist and defend itself is some sort of high crime. Wonder if there will be an apology or a vow to do better, perhaps a vow to stop posting poisonous trash like this next clip I'm going to show you, where Abby Chatfield called on Americans to murder President Trump. Yep. She really posted this just a few months ago.
Americans, when are you going to do it? Why isn't it already done? Every day there's another happening, right? Awful for your country. Awful, right? Why don't we redirect this energy to something else? You know? There's all these incels that are going, oh my me. So they go and do. You know what would actually make people respect you a little bit and make people want you? Is if you did it. You get heaps of fan mail. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Just do it.
Yeah, it's funny how the crackdown on so-called hate speech never seems to include the trash being spewed there. Now, here is a dose of weapon-grade chutzpah courtesy of CNN anchor Jake Tapper. Here he explains why he is hyper-fixated on Donald Trump's age.
We cover it all the time on my show, all the time. And I think that is to a large degree because we saw what happened with Biden, and while we covered it, we didn't cover it. Maybe we didn't ask as many questions as we should have at the time. And I think it is a legitimate question for any president of any age, but particularly anybody who is like in the range of being an octogenarian, right? We cover it all the time.
So let me get this straight. The guy who refused to cover Joe Biden's obvious cognitive decline, indeed he attacked those of us who pointed out the very obvious cognitive decline. And then he wrote a book acting like he was breaking news on Biden's mental acuity. But he only wrote that book after Biden was dumped by the Democrats. And now he's acting like his failure to properly scrutinise Democrats is why he must be obsessively negative about Donald Trump. Makes perfect sense. Now, you know MSNBC's Nicole Wallace, or MS Now, whatever they're called these days. Nicole Wallace, well, she's a little batshit crazy on TV, but she really reserves the weapon-grade crazy for her podcast, where she seems to feature the worst opinions in America. This week, it's alleged comic and actress Leslie Jones.
How do you think it ends? How do you think the era ends?
Girl, this is what I'm hoping, that midterms people come out and vote like crazy to switch it over, and then the reckoning comes. That's what I want. Everybody that worked for ICE, I want them in jail. I just want a reckoning. I want a reckoning. Y'all know y'all did wrong stuff. You know some of the stuff you did was so wrong. I need a reckoning. Because that's, to me, that's the only thing that's going to make it right.
And you thought she was terrible in Ghostbusters, and yeah, she was. What a horrid piece of work. Wanting ICE agents to go to jail for doing their jobs, detaining illegal immigrants, including rapists and killers. Now, here's another former guest of Nicole Wallace's awful podcast, a former MSNBC anchor, Joy Reid, who is so far off the reservation, so extreme in her hard left views, that she actually seems to believe that the leftist media isn't left at all.
There's no liberal media. It's never existed other than in independent media. This is liberal media where we are right now on the left hook. Other than that, corporate media, there's nothing liberal about it. The owners are conservatives who want to do business with Trump.
Now, let's hear from Democrat Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who had this to say about the Islamist terrorist attack at Bondi.
Become a normal occurrence, not just in the United States, but now seeing it in Australia, who's worked really hard to create gun prevention laws to prevent the kind of tragedy that took place today.
Yep, so after two men carrying an Islamic State flag in their car gunned down innocent people at the beach, targeting a Jewish event, Ilhan wants to talk about gun laws. Never mind that Australia has some of the toughest gun laws anywhere in the world. Let's have a look now at the scenes in Baltimore for the annual Army-Navy game. And I'll give our TDS-afflicted lefty viewers a fair warning here. You will be triggered by the reception the president receives. Just wait for that roar.
Joining me for the coin toss, it is my honor and privilege to introduce the Commander-in-Chief, our President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, thank you for your leadership and your continued support of our service members and our veterans. It's an honor to have you here today.
Thank you.
I warned you, the roar was deafening. The men and women of the armed services support the president, that much is clear, and they support the war secretary as well, Pete Hegseth, who came on the field singing Living on a Prayer. The View has become a national and international joke when the finest TV series produced in recent years makes the program the butt of its jokes.
What do you need? I don't know what to do.
Well, shit, do whatever you want to. Read a book or watch TV. Watch one of them daytime talk shows.
You know, like The View or something. What's The View?
Bunch of pissed off millionaires about how much they hate millionaires and Trump and men and you and me and
everybody else they got to be up their ass about. It's pretty funny. Don't sound funny.
Well, it ain't joke funny. It's like farting church funny, you know what I mean?
That don't sound funny either. Well, it depends on your proximity to the fart.
That was the series Landman. Second season is out now. Don't miss it. I love how they describe The View, a bunch of pissed off millionaires bitching about how much they hate millionaires and Trump and men. That's a very good description from Billy Bob Thornton, whoever wrote that line for him. Now, living up to the worst stereotype of the program was host Whoopi Goldberg, who went on an angry, unhinged rant full of lies that she then had to apologise for. Let's hear a little bit of her tantrum, her on-air tantrum, which was, of course, aimed at Donald Trump.
Have you no shame? No shame at all? This is can you get any lower? I don't think so. And what do you have to say about what's happened around the world? Where is our voice as Americans? Somebody's got to speak up for us. Our hearts are breaking through all of this, through Rob, through what's happened at Bondi Beach, what happened at Brown, and you don't find the time to say, as Americans, we hate what's happening. You ain't my president, man. We'll be right back.
Oh, they were right back all right, and Whoopi was forced to correct her lies. How humiliating.
I'm going to make a correction here. As it turns out, yesterday, apparently, you know who put his condolences out to the people who are looking down at us from heaven and the folks at Brown.
Did she say you know who? She can't even bring herself to say President Trump's name. She a child reading Harry Potter and unable to say Voldemort. But even as she corrected her lies and confirmed that President Trump had shared condolences for the shootings at Brown University and the Islamist terror attack at Bondi Beach, she still had more vitriol.
My bad. You did say something. Not what I would like to have heard from you, but you did do it. So there you go.
Let's hear now from Nashville Councilwoman Delicia Porterfield, giving a vacuous, meaningless land acknowledgement and then taking it one step further and claiming that illegal immigration is not even a thing because everyone is illegal on stolen land. Where did they find these people?
Good evening, everyone. Today is December the 4th. I want to start by acknowledging that this meeting is being held on the unceded, stolen land of the Cherokee, Shawnee, and Yuchi people, and to remind you that no one is illegal on stolen land built by stolen labor.
Now, this next dude may be in a dress, but he knows precisely who and what he is and is not obsessed with policing other people's speech or playing the victim. This is how it should be.
Does having a penis make you any less of a woman?
I will never lose my penis. I'm not going to do no surgery.
Are you a woman?
No, I got a penis, man. I'm a man.
What is a woman?
A real woman is one that's got a vagina and all that. But I'm a cross-dresser. I'm a man. I'm a man. I really am.
So you're not a woman?
I am not a woman, and I don't claim to be a woman, and I don't want to be a woman, and I ain't having no surgeries.
Well said, sir. Now, contrast that with this next lass. I say lass because it is a woman, but she goes by multiple pronouns. In fact, all of them. So it's a bit greedy.
My pronouns are they, them, or at least that's what I share with people most often. But for this particular meeting, I will come out fully as saying that my pronouns are she, they, him.
Now, listen to this lefty losing it. Reportedly a nurse berate a poor worker just doing her job at Target. She launches the most vile verbal attack on this worker, who somehow manages to remain calm and polite.
They let you wear that shirt here?
Yes. Why? Why are you taking my picture?
Why are you wearing that shirt? You're working. It's not a Target
shirt. It's a red shirt. I can wear any red shirt.
It's not a plain shirt.
It doesn't have to be.
It's a Charlie Kirk shirt.
Yes. Oh, yes, I know.
Are you stupid?
No.
Why the do you wear that? You're at work at Target. That's not a Target shirt. It's not a plain red shirt. You support a racist.
It's not racist.
You support a racist.
He's not a racist.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stand here and argue with you.
You're not. You should go get your manager. You should not be allowed to wear that at work. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
That's your opinion.
No, the opinion is he's a racist and you support him.
That's your opinion, ma'am.
And you should not be allowed to wear that. This is going to be taken above your head. That's insane. Insane.
Have a nice day.
Piece of
That woman deserves a GoFundMe page for putting up with that, and that nurse should never work again, not with people anyway. Now let's go to the failed city of Minneapolis in the once great state of Minnesota before it became known for crime, fraud and Governor Tampon Tim Walz. But Walz is not the only inept clown in the state. We're about to hear from the stupidly woke Minneapolis Police Chief, Brian O'Hara, who seems to think imposing immigration law, is akin to persecuting baby Jesus.
I cannot help but think of what is happening in our city today and how that echoes with how outsiders have been treated for thousands of years, how Mary and Joseph themselves were considered outsiders and forced to stay in a barn. That's what we're getting ready to commemorate as Christians around the world, while all of this fear is happening right here in our town.
Let's start with Democrat Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who really should feature more heavily in this segment because she is a certifiable lefty losing it, incapable of rationality. She was asked to appear on News Nation to speak about jihadism and the rise of anti-Semitism in America. It did not go well.
What is the bigger threat to America right now, American values, American life? Islamophobia or jihad?
I think we have to focus, quite frankly, on, if we're worried about the threat to American values, on the person who's in the White House. I mean, we have a president.
Oh, come on. Really?
No,
is that where we're going? Come on.
Yeah, I'm going there because we have a president who has completely undermined our democracy to divide instead of unite us. The responsibilities of our
I have to say, Congressman, you know how much I admire you, and I always appreciate you being willing to come on and discuss things. But we booked you to talk about anti-Semitism and Islamophobia in America, so.
Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it? These sad Democrats are one-trick ponies. It's all about bashing Trump in the most hysterical fashion imaginable. Let's go to church in Canada. I wonder what holy sermons we'll be treated to here. What wise words of wisdom from church leaders.
Oh boy, what a treat to be here this morning, as I am most Sunday mornings. And I'm so excited I get to share this part of me too. Because let me tell you some, you can keep going. Oh boy.
Okay, let's now watch loopy lefty writer Wajat Ali, who features in the New York Times occasionally. Well, he makes an absolute clown of himself in this exchange with fitness guru Jillian Michaels.
Jillian, you are you by your own admission are a white nationalist. You by your own admission, that's what you are, a white nationalist. You admitted it.
I'm a white
I saw the
You know,
clip.
I'm Arab, right?
The number
I'm
one
Syrian and
domestic
Lebanese and
terrorist
Turkish.
Now, what we've learned about the left in recent years is they are angry, hysterical, and often deeply unpleasant. Democrat operative James Carville manages the trifecta here when he claims Donald Trump has no humanity, followed by this.
The basic elements of humanity. And I'm not sure he's not getting worse. It's not up to me because, frankly, I wouldn't piss down his goddamn throat if his heart was on fire. But
incredible. Now to musician Bob Vylan, who is so full of hate, so full of bile that he said this about Charlie Kirk on stage.
I want to dedicate this next one to an absolute piece of a human being. The pronouns was, were. Because if you chat, you will get banned. Rest in Charlie Kirk, you piece of
Bob is a vile, attention-seeking, gutter-dwelling loser. I think the lesson here is don't be like Bob. Let's have a look at the sterling work of Swedish doomsday wench Greta Thunberg, who has gone effortlessly from global warming hysteric to anti-Israel activist to this.
All across Europe, factories are shutting down and hundreds of thousands of workers are losing their jobs. But what happens if we don't accept that? What happens if we fight back? Our so-called leaders are never going to do the changes needed to safeguard our future. It is up to us, especially the workers of this world, to be the solution of a problem created by this system.
Now, here is some beautiful imagery from First Lady Melania Trump's upcoming film. This looks incredible. Sorry, lefties, but I think it's going to be a hit.
Here we go again.
You can come in. Don't worry. Our proudest legacy will be that of peacemaker.
Peacemaker under the fire. Beautiful. like-minded leaders, we have a voice. Is it safe?
It is safe.
Everyone wants to know. So here it is. Hi, Mr. President. Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not. Yeah, I will see it on the news.
And that's it for me. Let me take this moment to wish you and your loved ones a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is it for me for 2025. I'll see you next year.